Hello Libra and welcome to my channel Green and welcome from George as well. Hi Rooster, if you can hear him in the background. So yeah, welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. This is your monthly reading for November, and what a big month we are in. We have got an amazing total lunar eclipse happening on the 8th or the 9th. George is like, yes, this is going to be very significant. Total lunar eclipse. We're in eclipse season. Big change. This one's going to be a whopper. So it's in the sign of Taurus. It's very intense. And 16 degrees of Taurus it will be at. So yes, that's going to be a big one. And as you know, eclipses bring in change, or at least the start of a cycle, the start of a journey of change is what's coming through with it as well. So and we also have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 24th, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world, at 1 degree of Sagittarius. So let's see what is coming in for you. Very cute. Look at these little meerkats. 6 of crystals, synergy and gratitude. Beautiful energy to come in. Working with others or another person in particular is going to be really important this month, and there's going to be this sense of being really grateful to have this energy around you or this person by your side. Doesn't have to be love from relationship, could be family, could be friend, could be a pet, could be a rooster, but yeah, it's this sense of, could just be this sense of having a soul by your side or a spirit guide by your side, an angel. It can be anything, but it's just this sense of, it's going to be really feel like you're being supported with another presence, another energy this month, which is actually going to be really lovely. So beautiful synergy and gratitude. Absolutely love it. And that is the 6 of Pentacles that comes through. So ultimately the 6 of Pentacles does look at wanting to balance resources. So if there's been any issues around resources and partnerships, maybe you've been kind of fighting over money, or that there's been, issues around not enough money coming in, or who pays for what, or all this sort of stuff, that's something that could be coming through and you could be working through as well. So let's see what energy shifting and changing for you, Libra. And Libra, I wanted to let you know that this reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all 3 of your placements if you know where they are, because they give you the more holistic view of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading, Libra. Just take what feels right and leave the rest. It's full of potentials and possibilities that can occur. And if it does really resonate and you'd like to go even deeper and explore it further into the future, there will be an extended reading, and the link for that is in the description box below. Let's see what other, the cards are not jumping. What's shifting and changing for you? Okay, fantastic. What's shifting and changing for you this month, Libra? We have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire. Oh, we love it. Okay. So yeah, initiating new things. What it is that you want to do is going to be different. It's going to change. So, but I feel like you're going to possibly finding yourself getting excited and passionate about new things, and perhaps setting new goals for some of you who are goal orientated. But the one day's fire, it's like initiation. So beautiful coming through. We also have these cards which I want to read. So we have Pentacle Princess, Earth Palace, Sword Queen, Libra Throne, and the Death card reversed. So this is where you're shifting direction with something. There was this seed that you were wanting to plant and grow with the Pentacle Princess. It's the Page of Pentacles. Potentially you were trying to develop something when it comes to your work, your career, your money, or you're working on, there was a new cycle that you're trying to bring in when it came to your health or your home. And it just had this sense that there's this very deep internal shift and change with that. So the way that you're working with it, it is transforming, but I feel like it's starting into a whole new direction that actually feels really good. So the Sword Queen, Libra Throne is there as well with the Pentacle Princess, the Death card reversed. So yeah, I feel like whatever it is that you were working on is transforming and yeah, definitely heading into a new direction. We've got Pentacle 7, Saturn, Taurus. So this Taurus energy, the lunar eclipse is to do with your resources, the way that your material needs and resources, your relationship to your body, your relationship to your finances, your home. It's your relationship to all of these sort of things. So Saturn, Taurus is coming in with Cup 3, Pluto, Cancer. Again, Pluto reversed. So I feel like there's been endings, there's been letting go of something, and then there's been this deep internal transformation as a result of it. So I kind of get this sense that something can go no further. You're realizing that something has to end, but then you're bringing in something new, which feels like a positive cycle around growth when it comes to money, all these pentacle issues that are coming in. So this is actually a really positive time. The Saturn Taurus may be that there's been restrictions or delays around bringing in growth, and you potentially have been asked to work hard at something in order to kind of get out of a comfort zone. It's been uncomfortable in a way, but it has been there for your growth. There's been a growth cycle associated with it. So the Cup 3 reversed is interesting because it's potentially a deep internal celebration, but at first it didn't feel like you wanted to celebrate because everything shifted and changed. But now that you're on the other side of it, you're starting to feel like, okay, now I'm understanding that there are things to celebrate here. So it's very interesting. I feel like there's kind of like a before and after the lunar eclipse. It very much is. I think it's going to be a really intense one. So a lot could shift and change. And it's like just when it hits, it's kind of like you've got to process a lot and realize what it is that you're letting go of and what it is that you're stepping into. And then when that process starts coming, starts evolving and you're processing a lot of it, that's when you can feel like you're moving forward finally and that you can see the transformation. But it's something that's kind of quite, like I said, it's divine feminine energy. It's very deep. So it's almost like you could be walking around feeling very differently about something or feeling like something's heading in a very different direction or the way that you're perceiving something's very differently. But externally, people can't see any different in you, but you're going to be feeling different. So it's very interesting. So let's see what else is coming through for you, Libra. We have as a situation, the Four of Swords, having a big, deep think about something, about what it is that you truly want, because I feel like what it is that you really want from a situation is shifting and changing naturally. Yeah, exactly. Like we've got the card of change coming in with that. So a very, very deep internal change of direction coming through with this. But that's why I feel like it's so important that you've got this energy by your side. Somebody gets you, somebody's there and understanding it and kind of you might not even have to talk about it with this other person or this other energy, but it's just knowing they're there is the important thing. The Five of Swords, there's been a bit of conflict around the new direction where you might be taking. The eclipses do take you, like the Wheel of Fortune represents fate as well. So fated things can come through with this eclipse. The Seven of Swords. So yeah, it's sort of a change of plans, renegotiating plans, very potentially hesitant. You're going to be hesitant at first, but look at this fantastic seed that's coming in. So yeah, it's one of those interesting things that at first you might feel a little bit not sure about the whole thing, but then when you work out how some of the changes that are coming in with the eclipse, especially to do with your work, your career, your money, material resources, where you're living, you can see how you can work with it. Then you're like, this is like a positive thing that's coming through here. Yes, okay. The Ace of Cups, we've got the healing and the King of Swords. So I feel like it's going to be one of those interesting months where there's a lot of decisions to be made. Plans have to be there's a sense of a plan coming in. You're making some kind of plan that evolves from a very deep place. So that's interesting. There's a lot of energy of managing resources, managing your resources and making plans around that. So let's have a look at the situation, the Four of Swords. This is the situation. It's quite literally where you've had to have a big, deep think about something. You've potentially this could represent a mindset shift. So it can be taking a break, taking some time out, but yeah, really listening to the stories that you've been told or the narratives that you've been telling yourself and the information that's been coming to you. There's a deep processing inside your mind. So it's going to take a little bit of time, like we said, to kind of really work it through. It's interesting they put the Three Swords up on the wall. The Three of Swords is where something is hurting you, wounding you, and it's like put that to the side for the moment and just think about what's happening here. Think about where this is all going. And it is crossed by the Four of Wands. So 2 fours crossing each other. The fours represent foundations. There's something really foundational deep down that you're working with here, which is really amazing. And the Four of Wands crossing you could definitely be your living situation. There's something shifting around that is feeling like it's blocking you at this moment in time. It can also be around what it is that you truly, truly want. And that's why I feel like that's shifting and changing. What is it that you desire? So, yeah, maybe there's the change coming through and you're thinking, this isn't what I wanted, or maybe what it is that you do want is shifted and changed and you can't necessarily see that it's happening. So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting energy, and I feel like you're changing. So what it is that you want is shifting and changing. So that's where you want to marry what's happening in reality in your life versus what it is that you're really wanting here. But yeah, what is it that you want? That's the big question. So in your conscious mind, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So you're seeing your conscious mind is shifting and changing and expanding and growing. So it's kind of seeing things that have occurred that may be fated, energies fated, change, and like I said, processing it. But what's going on inside your mind is this amazing expansion, which is really extraordinary. So it's going to shift the way that you're seeing like virtually everything, a lot of things in particular, but I'm just getting this general mind expansion happening here. So at the base, what's happening deep down is I feel like this Wheel of Fortune is expanding your mind into into a soul space as well. So it's connecting to other parts of you, other realms, other energies that are beyond just your logical mind. And so this is where I feel like deep down what's happening is that the Five of Swords there is conflict. There's conflict because you're like, I don't necessarily understand everything that's going on here. So potentially in a conflict with the direction you thought you're going and what you thought you want versus this new emerging feeling of something new that you want that is very different. So yeah, interesting. So the Five of Swords at the base can represent like a fight or an argument or a disagreement of some sort that is coming in here. And so that's why the fact that we've got the synergy and gratitude coming in next to it is that there's a potential for a deep resolution of differences. That's particularly in relationship to a certain relationship in your life. So there's a potential for that to shift and change as well. In the recent past, we do have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, this is a Scorpio energy that you've been working with and you would have been working with really intensely because we had the new moon, which was a partial solar eclipse occurring at the end of November. And this kind of, it all merges in together, these cycles. So that was the start of the cycle where you were letting something go. And then this lunar eclipse, this total lunar eclipse that's coming in Taurus on the 8th or the 9th, depending on where you are in the world, is very much where you're going towards. But it might feel like you're not sure about it. So the King of Cups, there's been some emotional intensity. There's been some water under the bridge, some very deep emotions. The King of Cups can be looking at managing your resources. So maybe that's something that's come up in the recent past that you've had to look at. It's a managerial energy, very much about managing money, managing emotions, managing resources. So I also get with the King of Cups that there's been some things that psychologically may have come up, or some things that have come up from that shadow that have not necessarily been so pleasant that you've been working with as well. So, the fact that if that new moon has taken you into a bit of a shadow space, the Scorpio wants to go deep with something. It's kind of like something is emerging from that deep energy, but it hasn't necessarily been a comfortable journey into that shadow work. But in the near future, that's why it's kind of like it feels like I'm coming out of a tunnel and seeing the light eventually and going, now I understand where I've landed. So the Seven of Swords, this is, the near future. So you're kind of going, look, I don't want to be in that space anymore. It's walking away. You're in a, like, making plans to kind of move out of a space. Quite literally, you might be moving, moving in some way. But yeah, the Seven of Swords, very Aquarius energy with the King of Swords. So you're thinking about your future. You're having these kind of fairly progressive thoughts that are coming through. And once you kind of see a new opening, this is like, you go, I don't want that anymore. I don't want where I was. I want to move into this new space. So you kind of got one foot in the old and one foot in the new, and you're kind of taking your thoughts and you're going and making plans as you're kind of moving. Like, so the Seven of Swords is like a new plan emerges from this deep that comes in, and you're moving into a very, very new space. But there is a sense of planning, getting prepared, being resourceful with this as well. That's kind of important energies to come through. You're presenting as the Two of Swords, which is the classic Libra energy of just seeing both sides, or, you know, the intuition's telling you one thing and your logical mind's telling you something else, and it's created conflict in some way. So there's this bigger picture that's kind of emerging here, this bigger new thing that you want emerging, but the old, you still haven't quite reconciled the old, or your mind hasn't quite worked it out. So this is like indecision, like or hesitation about making a decision or stepping into this. So interesting. But they are saying it's a fantastic opportunity around you because the Ace of Pentacles is there, and that is the gift of this solar eclipse that's coming in. Sorry, the lunar eclipse that's coming through. Well, actually, no, they're saying it started with the solar eclipse in. They started at the end of October, and it's finally starting to be illuminated, and you're starting to see what this new seed is that birthed in that new moon in Scorpio when we get to the full moon in Taurus. And it's like, okay, something's been shown to you, this new opportunity. That is the element of earth. So it is a Taurian energy. It's something that you can nurture, a new cycle that can come in around money, around prosperity, around where you're living, around your health. So there's so many things that could come through. If it's related to a relationship, it could be with the Ace of Cups as well. This can be new feelings that are birthing, that are grounding down into a reality, but there's just this real sense of not sure, hesitation about these new cycles that are coming through. But it is a beautiful new seed that emerges from the deep, which is really lovely. Hopes and fears, the Seven of Wands, wanting to get yourself into a better position. Yes, absolutely. I think that is going to require a little bit of elevation and pivoting and a bit of effort, but it's possible, we see. And as an outcome, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, okay? So you've got the seed here. You've got the Ace of Pentacles and going, I'm working with it, okay? So this is to do with your work, your career, or what it is that you're working on. The Nine of Swords is next to it, so there might be a lot still going through your mind with it, but you're still working on it. You're working, and we've got the Ace of Cups, so there's a little bit of healing about what's going on inside your mind, because I feel like you haven't quite resolved it yet. So there's some healing about what it is that you're working on here, but I do feel like there's something positive that's coming in. There's just still, your mind hasn't quite overcome some fear of it. So there's this new cycle with the Ace of Cups, which represents feeling very differently about something. It can represent new cycles around love, joy, healing, happiness that comes through. And so, you know, this Ace of Pentacles and the the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles want to work together. You know, the seed is germinating, and it needs water. It needs your emotional input. It needs your emotional support. It needs you to emotionally connect to it. And it's very much a sense of wanting your support. And it's kind of almost like the baby that you're not sure if you want, but at the same time, it's this beautiful thing. So it's like eventually you'll start connecting to it and going, okay, this is actually something really amazing that can grow into something bigger. And it's like it's a longer term thing that's occurring here. So I feel like it's up against a lot of resistances from you, like breaking of old habits, old patterns, that there's a repatterning that comes through with this, which is quite fascinating, Libra. And I think ultimately it's like saying this is better for you, but it is requiring this change, and it feels like a big, deep internal change that's occurring here. So, I mean, there's beautiful things birthing here with the Ace of Cups. Something beautiful is birthing into your life that they're wanting you to nurture and work on. And there's a lot of possibilities. Some of you might actually throw yourself into this and might be burning the midnight oil. There might be a few sleepless nights. You might be going, oh, I'm working too hard, but it is bringing me a lot of joy. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a really passionate, impassioned energy and inspired as well. So once you kind of, that hesitancy is lifted and you kind of go, right, I'm fully connecting with this, then that's when the passion, the energy and the vitality comes out with this, which is really fantastic. So we have as an overall energy the King of Swords, which is, very much your head. It's an Aquarius energy of detaching from the drama, the emotional drama that might be going on. There's some serious decisions that need to be made here. There's serious plans that need to be mapped out, serious strategies. So it could be really great to talk it through with somebody. It could be talking to, having a really rational conversation with somebody around these new plans that could be coming in is something that the King of Swords could be representing, but very strong mind. It's very rational. The head is making some very, very strong decisions. It quite literally could be an Aquarius around you. That could be somebody that you could bounce off. We've got Aquarius and Scorpio here coming in as people that could be around you at this moment in time, that could be helping you manage. They're catalysts in some way, shape or form. So they could be helpful in helping you manage this energy, but it could also be that there's something about them that you don't like, or that there's something that's not feeling good about it that is actually a catalyst for wanting to shift and change as well. So yeah, interesting. But I feel like it's moving into new territory, and so it's like hesitantly moving into this energy that's coming through. So let's pull an affirmation card for you, Libra. It says, I love life. Okay, look at this beautiful, like quite literally the picture is the girl watering the seed, watering the beautiful sunflower that's come out here. So it is really wanting you to water, nurture, emotionally connect to this that's coming in. So I love life, and it is bringing this kind of joy of life that it wants to bring with it once you kind of get over the other side and see, okay, where am I? It is my birthright to live fully and freely. I give to life exactly what I want life to give to me. I'm glad to be alive. I love life. And so, yeah, the joy of life, that's what's connected to the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, this new cycle that you're starting and nurturing is connected to that, which is really beautiful. They're wanting you to see that within it. So let's pull a charm. Oh, something completely fell out. That was earlier from the Leo reading. So I'm going to pop it back in. If it comes out again, then it's the right one for you. But let's see. Obviously, I didn't put it in properly. Let's see what we have. Okay. Interesting. The skull and crossbone. I love that. Okay. So it's really fascinating because you might be getting warnings actually coming in with the skull and crossbone. It's kind of saying, warning, don't go there. Don't go down that path. Toxic, danger. That you potentially might be getting some messages around, especially around a particular person in your life. I'm kind of getting it with this Scorpio energy of the King of Cups. So sometimes I'm kind of getting the shadow side of that Scorpio, which you may have seen in, it doesn't have to be a Scorpio in particular. It's just that the energy of Scorpio. So we've all got Scorpio in us at some point, but I feel like there's potentially someone around you that something's been highlighted with. I'm getting like the lower octaves of that energy, which could be manipulation, power plays, power struggles coming through, control, somebody that was very controlling. So I feel like you can't possibly getting a warning around that, around a person to kind of move away from those energies in some way, which is fascinating. But I do feel like part of this thing that's shifting and changing here is saying part of the old that has been renovated and been let go of here. You're going to get some very, very clear guidance coming in. There was something that was ready to go with that. If it stayed any longer, it was kind of like potentially going to turn toxic, or it potentially was just letting you know that there was something that was just not the right path for you. You're getting very clear guidance that something hasn't been right for you and to not go down that path anymore. So it's that's why there's some hesitancy, because it kind of felt like that might have felt really right for whatever reason, but that's where I'm getting this real sense of this internal shift of direction. So I feel like no matter what's happening with this skull and crossbones is that, and there's a purification energy that comes through with it, this sense of wanting to purify. So if this is like a new cycle with your health, it's a really great time to detox, or detox emotionally, purify energies around a certain situation in your life that's coming in really super strong. And I think that's going to be really highlighted in that full moon energy that's coming through on the 8th or the 9th in Taurus, the full moon in Taurus. So yeah, it's actually positive in a way. It looks scary, but it's positive because it's guiding you down the right path. So it's just about listening to the guidance that you're getting that's coming through with this. And it really is ultimately leading you to this beautiful place of the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, which is beautiful new cycles birthing of healing and love, and it could be around your resources as well. So ultimately, yes, you kind of being very, very strongly guided. So that's it, Libra. That's your reading. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, because we're going to look at this further. We're going to see where this is going in the future. I mean, we're seeing the start of the journey here. We're seeing you letting go of an old path and stepping into a new. And so where is it going? Where is it taking you? Because it does feel like you're being very strongly guided, like I said. So let's look at where this is going in the near future. You know, you're walking away from potentially toxic energies and stepping into something a little bit healthier or joy-filled. So where is that? Where is it all going? So we're going to go look in the near future, the future beyond. We're going to scratch under the surface and see if there's any other energies around that you need to know about, because I'm getting this real vibe of potentially something wasn't what you thought it was, or potentially somebody wasn't entirely honest. Potential for deceit, just in terms of a person around you or a situation around you. Just for some of you, for whatever reason, I'm getting that. It doesn't have to be for all of you, but there's a sense of being able to unravel that and detox from that is coming in, which is where you're going to be really happy with the people that are by your side, with the synergy and gratitude. So that's something that's coming through. I feel like you're detoxing some relationships, and it's going to be really good for you. So we're going to scratch under the surface and see if there's anything that comes up around that, if there's any other energies that you need to know that are kind of lurking around. And we're also going to ask the best way to work with the energy to get the optimum results, because we do want to get to the other side. We want to get to this Ace of Pentacles and this Ace of Cups. So what's the best way to work with this energy? Whenever eclipses come in, they're always tricky to work with, but it's always about just seeing it as the start of the journey, and that ultimately they are bringing in soul growth. This is a North Node eclipse, so it's bringing in soul growth energy where it wants you to move towards. So where your soul growth, your soul is, George is affirming this. It's where your soul is wanting to move towards to expand and grow. And it just may be that you're certain parts of you don't understand this, but they will eventually. So we're going to unpack a lot in the extended reading. That's going to be, if you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. Love it if you come over and we can explore that together. But if this is where we're leaving each other, Libra, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments. And if you're interested in any of my other services, the link for that is in the description box below. And take care.